Good morning, everybody. It's 5:30 in the morning. We've been up for about an hour. Don't laugh, Rog.
Sorry.
We've been up for about an hour, and we had about a 10-minute journey from the campsite to get here.
That's very good, wasn't it? Yeah.
And we're now waiting in the line at the tunnel. We've kind of revived our spirits a little bit since yesterday's very bad news about the water. And basically, we're going to head to Kristiansand, where there is a Hymer dealer, and we're hoping that he's going to be able to help us. But we are going to camp tonight. We're going to have to camp in campsites because then they've got facilities. That's the thing. So we can't wild camp tonight, but we can camp in a campsite, which is what we're hoping to do for the next couple of nights instead.
We just got to find somewhere now. Before we'd actually planned exactly where we were going to stop and everything, but it was a field without any facilities,
which was perfect for us, wasn't it?
It was going to be, but there you go. Yeah,
but it's fine, and yeah, we're at the front of the queue, so when the lights go, we shall just follow the arrows down and get onto the train, hopefully. Now we're about to go into the train.
Call it off, let it go.
Good morning, everybody.
Well, it's not morning.
Oh, it's afternoon. It's evening, actually. I don't know why I said good morning. Sorry about that.
It's been a long day.
It has been a long day. So today, I can't believe we got up this morning at the campsite near Folkestone at 4:30.
Yep.
We drove to the Channel Tunnel, and by the time we'd sort of got ourselves checked in and everything, it was about 5:10, wasn't it?
It was, yes.
5:05, something like that.
Very simple.
Very easy process. And then we went on the tunnel, and we've driven 580 miles today to get here, and we are now in Denmark. So we've driven through France, through Belgium, through the Netherlands, through Germany, and we're now in Denmark. And we've got about 3.5 hours to go to get to the ferry tomorrow, haven't we?
So the ferry's, we've got to be there for 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a nice leisurely drive tomorrow.
And we found this spot on Park for the Night on the app, which looks really lovely. And there's somebody else who's just come with a horse box, which is fine. And it's a beautiful, there's a little road that runs by it, but it's perfectly great for the night, and it's surrounded by trees and birds singing, which is nice as well, isn't it?
It's lovely.
And you've done all the driving today, haven't you? So you've done really, really well.
That's just...
You'd rather drive than be a passenger,
I
wouldn't you,
would,
on the whole?
exactly,
so
yes.
It's fine. My driving's too scary for him, I think.
I'd have preferred to actually get to the ferry port, but there you go.
Well, there you go, yeah. But we haven't booked in till tomorrow, so there's no point in getting there till tomorrow, is there really?
No, there is that. There is that.
So we thought that we'd stay here for tonight, even though we haven't got any water, because we've got cups of water that we can flush down the loo anyway.
Yeah.
So, it's not a problem. We've got about 15 litres of water, haven't we?
Yeah,
we've got a couple of water carriers with us, so...
Yeah, we were lucky actually bringing water carriers with us. We hadn't really thought we were going to have this problem, but we do. And yeah, we're a lot more laid back about it.
We're chilled about it now than we were yesterday, definitely. Much more chilled about it today.
Yeah, yesterday was one of those days you think, great, okay. But yeah, we'll see
what
what happens.
Will be, won't it?
It'll
be fine. Then we'll get it fixed when we get into Norway. It's not a problem.
Yep, hopefully.
I'm sure we will. Don't say that now, come on. So now we're going to go and have some dinner, and then I suspect we're probably going to have quite an early night.
I think we probably will, yes.
So. Morning, everybody.
Good morning.
So last night we slept here in a little clearing in the woods, and it was lovely. We were the only people here. There was another van that came in about 8 o'clock-ish, wasn't there? But he took one look at us and disappeared again, which was fair enough, really.
No.
There's 2 or 3 further spots further on as well, we believe. But yeah, it was really lovely. It was very peaceful. Other people have written that they've heard the motorway and whatever. I didn't really hear anything last night.
No, you can hear it in the distance now.
It's a distant hum now, but in the van I couldn't really hear it.
But as somebody actually said, you can actually hear the birds more than you can hear the motorway, which is lovely.
Yeah, and it was a really good spot. It was on the Park for Night app. Yeah,
it was.
And it did us very well last night.
Yes.
It was a great place to be, very peaceful, very quiet. We were both quite tired. We went to bed and said, we're not going to go to sleep, and 5 minutes later we were both fast asleep, I suspect, weren't we? So, it was great.
So we've now got 3.5 hours or so to get to the port to catch our ferry.
Yep.
And then we're
off to Norway. Hopefully we'll be in Norway tonight, we hope.
Indeed.
We've got a couple of places lined up that we can camp tonight as well, haven't we? So hopefully that'll all work out later on.
And then ready to take Henry into, hopefully, a Hymer garage to have a look, see what they can do about it. We will catch you later.
So here we are on the ferry from Denmark to Norway. This is a fjord line ferry and it's very, very quiet, which is lovely. You have to just excuse the maybe slight tipping from one side to the other because it's fairly rough, I think it's fair to say, out there.
And it's due to get rougher.
And it's going to get rougher when we get near to Norway as well.
Yes.
But that's fine.
So it was 2.5 days ago that we left.
Yeah.
And we've done just over 1,100 miles in the last 2.5 days.
Yeah.
So we have certainly put in some miles. We did get a bit of a scare earlier on.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
So today is the 1st of May. At 12 o'clock, both our phones started doing
a beep, 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 beep noise.
And basically it was the Norwegian government.
No, the Danish
government, doing a test of their
emergency system test, basically.
Yeah.
And so I said to Roger, what's that noise? He thought he was driving on the hard shoulder or something. That was what the noise was. And it's basically Roger's phone and my phone both went off, and then because your phone was connected to radio, this message started coming out first in Danish and then in English.
Indeed.
And it said, this is only a test, please don't do anything. But it did make me jump, I have to say.
It did, yeah.
Made us both wake up a little bit, that's for sure.
But other than that, it's been a great journey. So as I say, we've done over 1,100 miles since we left home and haven't paid a single toll.
No, which has been amazing.
Very impressed with that. I have to say, whenever we go down to the south of France, we always pay shed loads of money on tolls.
We do.
But we haven't paid a single toll.
So good morning, everybody. This is day 2 of our Norwegian adventure. We arrived yesterday on the ferry and we found a really good place to camp. We got there about 6:10, something like that, I guess. And it was basically a little car park just on the edge of the woods. And there was one other Land Rover there when we arrived. And we thought, we'll park next to him. That's fine. We didn't next to him, but a little way away from him. And then 2 other vans arrived during the night or later in the evening as well. But it was quite quiet during the night. There was a nursery just up the hill from us. And a lot of people parked there to drop their kids off at nursery. So from about 7 this morning, it was getting fairly noisy. But we were up and away by 7:30 anyway.
So the reason we wanted to park there was simply the fact that it was close to the garage that we were going to this morning.
Yes, so we took Henry in, got there about 10 to 8. Fortunately, everybody speaks English, which is always very helpful when you're trying to talk about a car that's broken down. We explained the problem to him and he said, well, we'll have to wait because we're fully booked. But he said, if you're happy to wait, then we'll fit you in when we can. And about 9:10, somebody came out and took Henry's keys and they seem to have fixed the problem. And it does seem to have been something that Highbridge have done wrong. So we will no doubt be emailing Highbridge to tell them, because it cost us 130 quid this morning or something like that. And it's got to be done. We can't avoid it, but it's very, very annoying that it was absolutely fine when we took it in. It's just because they didn't basically put the thing back in properly by the look of it. And we couldn't certainly change anything when we looked at it either. So, but there you go. It seems that Henry is now fixed. We hope that water will now stay in the tank. And we're going to go off and find a campsite for tonight, we think, because we both need to have a shower. And then we'll see what happens later on. We're going to head out towards the Telemark region where we've seen lots of nice places to camp. And yeah, that's about it. I think we're now in Lillesand. This is Lillesand that Roger's just been showing you on the video. I think it's dated from the 1680s, something like that. And it's a beautiful tiny little harbour. It's definitely not the season yet, I would say, because there's nothing very open.
And they are digging up every road known to man. So what should have been a relatively short walk
should have
to
been
get over
probably
here.
something that took 0.2 of a kilometre to get to has taken us about 0.8 of a mile to get here, but that's fine. Yeah, it was a nice little walk anyway. It was nice to see Norwegian villages and towns, that kind of thing.
Indeed.
And it's a beautiful day, so it's nice to just be out of the van and doing something a bit more active as well. Good morning, everybody. So we are driving from Grimstad out to Sporavan, where we've seen a nice place to free camp. And we've just been past so many lovely little lakes that we just wanted to show you what they're like, because this to me seems like typical Norway. It's absolutely stunning, and we've just been past so many of them, and there's little houses dotted around here, there and everywhere. And it is absolutely gorgeous. It's a beautiful sunny day with lovely blue sky as well, which does help.
And not nearly as windy as it was when we
No, not nearly as windy as it was by the campsite, because we're not quite as near, well, we're very near the coast, but not quite as near as we were, so that's probably why it's not quite so windy, but it is stunning here. So this is where we're going to camp for tonight, and this is Sporavan. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it or not, but that's what it says on the map. And it's absolutely beautiful. It's a free camping spot. Sorry, Roger's just falling over. It's a free camping spot by the side of the lake. There's a couple of toilets as well. and it is amazing. It's a beautiful sunny day. There's one very distant camper van over there, but apart from that, we're just about the only people here, and it is lovely. There is a very small road that runs along there, and I say small road quite advisedly because actually it went from tarmac at the end of the houses to a gravel track quite abruptly, and that's what we've been following for the last 4K or something like that. And it is amazing here. It's quite warm, it's sunny, it is lovely. And this is where we're going to spend the night. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and send us a comment.